Bhatta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text 15. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram swamrutatvaya kalpate. Krishna talked about the importance of tolerance in the previous verse. Tam stitikshasva bharata. The happiness and distress are like summer and winter seasons. They are temporary. So you have to tolerate. And what is the consequence of tolerance is mentioned here. Krishna says, Yamhi na vyathayanti ete. Ete means these kinds of distresses. Vyathayanti. Na vyathayanti. One does not become distressed by these difficulties that come. Purusham, unto the person, as long as he has this body, these distresses will come through bodily discomforts, mental discomforts. But one should not be distressed or disturbed. Na vyathayanti ete, by all this. Such a person, Purusham, O Arjuna, O Purusharshabha, I expect you to be a person like that. Purusharshabha means, O best among men. So in this way, one who sama dukkha sukham dhiram, one who remains steady in both sukha and dukkha, sama dukkha sukham, maintains equanimity in both distress and happiness. One who becomes a dhira in both, never disturbed, patient. Saha, that person, amrutatvaya kalpate. Amrutatva means the quality of liberation. Amruta, by which one never dies. In other words, that is referring to a state where one never gets this material body again. So in order to attain that stage of liberation, going back to Godhead, so amrutatvaya kalpate, one has to be a dhira, one has to become samadukha sukham and not be distressed by these na vyathayanti. So it is important in spiritual life to accept the vows and the rules and regulations given by the spiritual master, and one should not consider, oh, I'm going to miss out on my happiness. Like we are used to eating all kinds of nonsense, meat, or whatever it is, drink all kinds of nonsense. So when you become serious in spiritual life, so the spiritual master says you have to follow these 4 regulative principles and chant the 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. That means you are losing out on happiness. I'll be losing out on happiness. Oh, I have to work hard. If I have to follow these 4 regulative principles, that is so much distress. So you have to be sama dukkha sukham. You have to overcome those thoughts of happiness and distress. Oh, I'll be losing out my happiness and I have to undergo distress. If you don't overcome that, you cannot be qualified for liberation. One has to be determined. In fact, the so-called happiness we see in this material world is only illusory. Like there was this man, a beggar. So he was begging obviously for his food, and this man was passing by, and he saw that this beggar was struggling physically. He was falling down and he was in a crouching position. And then this man asked, "Oh, why are you like this?" And he said, "Don't talk to me. I am so distressed. If I change my position, my pain will come again." And then the person next to him, the beggar, told him, "Oh, he's having hunger pangs because he didn't get money and food for so long. He's hungry and therefore his stomach is very painful. And so when he crouches like that, holds his belly and falls down, then he feels a little relief." And then this man said, "Okay, then I'll give you food. Get up, let's eat." This man said, "No, no, 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 I cannot get up." "Why? Your problem will be solved." "No, no, no, if I get up, my pain will come again." So he wouldn't get up. So this is the position of us, all of us in the material world. We consider this crouching position, which is a temporary relief from the pain, as a happy position. So happiness in this world is nothing but absence of distress. Today I have no pain, therefore my body is feeling happy. Today I have less work, or my boss is not there. I don't have to go to office. Why we feel weekend as pleasure, even though we don't do something very extraordinary? Because there is absence of something distress. We feel relieved. So the concept of happiness in this world is illusory happiness. Like this beggar, his problem will be solved when he takes the food, isn't it? But he thinks that as painful because he is in somehow a so-called pleasurable condition. He thinks that his pain will come back. So that is exactly the position all of us are in. But what we need to understand in spiritual life is that this so-called pain that we take up during the process, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has simplified it so much that it is not a pain at all. Following the rules and regulations, chanting holy name, it's a pleasurable activity. And the so-called pain is managed very nicely by the association of devotees. Like I saw a video where there was this very intelligent doctor, very nice doctor. So this family goes to the doctor and they have to get the vaccination for their small child, small baby, 6 months old baby, maybe a 1 year old baby, very nice, good looking baby, very happy, smiling. But they know that he hates these vaccines and he will start crying the moment he sees them. And so they bring to the doctor, and the doctor sees tension in the baby's eyes. And so the doctor starts to play with the baby. So he will poke him and then tickle him, and the baby starts laughing. He'll make some antics, and the baby is completely free of any anxiety and starts laughing, and the parents are happy, the baby is happy, and suddenly from nowhere the doctor picks up the needle from behind, and then while the baby is happy enjoying, he'll poke the needle a little bit, and before he even realizes something wrong has happened, again the doctor is doing all the antics and the baby starts to laugh. So the needle is pressed and the vaccination is given and everybody is happy. So the process of Krishna consciousness, especially in this age, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has simplified so much. Kevala Ananda Kanda Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Sabha avatar sarasiromani kevala ananda kanda. This process, even though the highest process, highest spiritual process, all other spiritual processes you take, so much of austerity. The Gnani is doing so much of austerities, the yogi is doing so much of meditation, controlling senses. And in Krishna consciousness, we are happily eating, we are happily singing, dancing, and celebrating festivals. So the process has been simplified in this Kali Yuga. So one should not think, oh, I'm losing out on my happiness and distress. Actually, how much ever hard you may try, the so-called happy position you are in does not last. How much ever you may want to try your happy position, how much ever you want to let go your distressful position, nature will find a way to push happiness, push distress. Sometimes people themselves want to get rid of happiness because happiness, too much of happiness, they cannot enjoy life. Like this, I heard this real incident. There was this famous football star. So he married this woman, and they were living very happily. And one day she filed a divorce. Of course, divorces are common in Western countries. And but then this man became very curious why she filed the divorce. And he went and asked her, I'm shocked why you would file the divorce. What wrong I did? And she said, you did not do any wrong. That's why I'm filing divorce. What do you mean I did not do any wrong and you're filing divorce? Yes, you always take care of me. You always say no to anything. You always never say no to anything. You never get into an argument. You accept that you are defeated. And I actually wanted a husband from which I wanted some kind of disagreement, some little fights here and there, something wrong he does and then corrects and then becomes friendly again. So I expected all of that. I was dreaming a husband like that. But you are too good. I don't know what is sorrow, and therefore I cannot appreciate happiness. Therefore I am filing divorce. So it really happened. So this material world is like that. Even if you want happiness, you cannot take so much happiness. There has to be distress. So why not voluntarily accept that so-called distress of spiritual life? Oh, if I take initiation or if I have to follow this process, I have to give up coffee and tea. Oh, my head will hurt. Yes, it may hurt for 1 day, 2 days. But you are on the path of liberation. Forever you can get rid of this material body and go back to Godhead. Oh, I have to fast on Ekadashi. I cannot eat rice on Ekadashi. Yes, 1 day you are fasting. In fact, now the modern medicine is saying fasting is good for your body. So at least through this way you are fasting. That's good. So people want to go to doctor and be told you fast now and then they will follow, than taking the medicine given to us by our spiritual master. So by following Ekadashi, of course, as I said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has simplified, Prabhupada has simplified so much. We have so many dishes we can make even on Ekadashi using non-grains. So this is happy process. So you're giving up all these so-called discomforts for going on the path of liberation. The cause is so great. The cause is so great that the comforts should not matter. Cause is greater than the comfort. If you look only after the comfort, you will never get that comfort. If you look after the cause, you will get both comfort and the destination. So that is why Krishna is saying, accept the process and don't be misled by sukha and dukkha. Sama dukkha sukham dhiram. You have to become tolerant. Na vyathayanti. Don't be distressed. And Prabhupada in the purport mentions, in our typical varnashrama system that we had earlier in ancient times, which is now not practiced anymore, we had four varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, and four ashramas: Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So Prabhupada gives the example. People followed dutifully all their varnas and ashramas. And it's not pleasurable experience. Like you have to take Vanaprastha after 50 years. And you have to take sannyasa at 75 years. Just imagine, usually people are having ailments and weakness and retiring to the comforts of their room and home, not having strength. But Varnashrama means 75 fully active for preaching the glories of God and not having any residence, no security, no bank balance, no medical insurance. So Prabhupada says the fourth stage of life, namely the renounced order, sannyasa, is a painstaking situation. But one who is serious about making his life perfect surely adopts the sannyasa order of life in spite of all difficulties. What difficulties? We have to sever family relationships, to give up the connection of wife and children. But if anyone is able to tolerate such difficulties, na vyathayanti, surely his path to spiritual realization is complete. So amrutatvaya kalpate. Of course, not everyone can take sannyasa. Especially in this Kali Yuga, sannyasa is forbidden. Because firstly, people are not qualified. And secondly, people take up and make a mockery of sannyasis, of sannyasa. We see so many sannyasis, therefore, they fall down. They accept for namesake, for some prestige, for puja, and then they fall down. And then the whole world, see, it causes disrepute for sannyasa order. They see a sannyasi, he must be a bogus person. Genuine sannyasis are getting mocked because of these foolish people, the bogus sannyasis. That is why in Kali Yuga, sannyasa is prohibited unless and until that person is authorized in the bona fide disciplic succession. Yes, he is qualified to take sannyasa. Ashwamedham Gavalambam Sannyasam Palapaitrikam Devarena Sutotpattim Kalau Pancha Vivarjayet. These five things are prohibited in Kali Yuga. The Ashwamedha Yagna sacrifices that we hear in scriptures, horse sacrifice, cow sacrifice, sannyasa, offering of meat or flesh to the forefathers, and Devarena Sutotpattim, begetting a child in the womb of brother's wife. So all these things are prohibited in Kali Yuga, even though they were practiced in earlier ages because of the fallen nature of Kali Yuga. But still, bona fide people only can take sannyasa. Like Prabhupada, for example, just imagine he's 70 years old, he was in Vrindavan, he came all alone in a cargo ship, not even a passenger ship, cargo ship with practically no money, in a country he has never visited and not known to be favorable for weather, not known to be favorable for practicing Vedic lifestyle. He does not have any proper residence, no medical insurance, no one to comfort him in times of need, no one to help him in anything. Just imagine his condition. He's not a young man to adventure. But still, why one takes sannyasa, one works? Because of this higher cause. The cause is greater than comfort. Actually, one takes up the higher cause, one does not have to worry about any security because Krishna protects. One who depends on Krishna and works for Krishna, Krishna takes care of all their concerns. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. If you take up Krishna's cause, Krishna takes care of your yogakshema. He protects you, he preserves what you have and provides what you lack. So in Bhagavatam, there is this incident where this Ajamila, who used to be a good guy, practicing Krishna consciousness, but he becomes corrupted in his mentality by looking at a prostitute and enjoying with another person in a forest. So he also becomes deviated from his path and leads a sinful life. And in the end, he becomes old and he's on the bed about to die. But he names his younger son as Narayana. So, out of affection for his younger son, he keeps calling Narayana. So, which is imperceptibly cleansing him. The name of Narayana is cleansing him. He didn't know that, even though he continued his sinful activities. So, finally, the time of death came, and these Yamadutas have come to pick the soul. They were dragging his soul from the body with their gory features. And Jamila is so scared to look at these people. And when you are scared, obviously, naturally, you will start to cry, you will start to scream. And he was screaming the name of his younger son, Narayana. Hey, Narayana, where are you? These people are coming to take me away. And then, at the time of death, when you chant the name of God, Krishna sends his Vishnu Dutas. Narayana sends his Vishnu Dutas to bring you to his abode and not the Yama's abode. So the Vishnu Dutas came. Just like you are in distress, you call 911 in US, immediately the ambulance comes. So you chant the name of God, the Vishnu Dutas come. So they come and they see these Yamadutas trying to drag this soul of Ajamila. And so these Yamadutas look at these Vishnu Dutas, so beautiful, good looking, divine, and they've never seen anybody so beautiful like that. And they're coming and saying, stop. And these Yamadutas, they become bewildered. Who are these people? We never faced any difficulty so far picking up a soul. And who are these people asking us to stop? And these Vishnudutas, the Yamadutas start asking questions. Who are you? We have been ordered by Yamaraj and all of that. And the Vishnudutas are simply smiling. Because Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, the word used is Vasudevokta Karinaha. Vasudevokta Karinaha means they know that they are executing the duty of Vasudeva. Vasudeva Ukta Karinaha. They are doing the duty as ordained by Vasudeva. There cannot be any distress for them. Nobody can obstruct them. They will go on doing their duty, and there's not going to be failure. That's how confident they were. They were smiling at these Yamadutas. Who are these people? They don't know our position like that. So even if Yamadutas come, Yamaraja comes, you cannot get into distress if you are carrying out the order of Vasudeva. That's how confident we should be when we take up Krishna consciousness, execute the order of the spiritual master. Like here, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you fight. Oh, what about my sinful reactions? What about this? What about that? No, don't worry, you just fight. You should be confident like these Vishnu Dutas carrying out the order wherever they are going, smiling and confident because they have the protection of Krishna. Even Yamaraja does not come anywhere close for a devotee. He tells his Temena dandam arhanti. They are not fit to be punished. They should not be punished. Atayat yamisham, because they are urugaya vadaha, they are engaged in chanting the holy names of the Lord, engaged in serving the Lord. So they cannot be punished. He tells Yamadutas later. So one should be confident in serving the Lord. One devotee was asking Prabhupada, we go out to distribute your books and we have to talk to so many people, sinful people. We have to touch and shake their hands. And somebody told us that, oh, you are getting contaminated. When somebody touches you and shakes your hand, you get some sinful reactions from them. So we are getting a little concerned. We are doing all of that. And Prabhupada said, when you are in Sankirtana, Sankirtana means chanting the holy name or distributing the glory of the Lord is also Sankirtana. So distributing books is also Sankirtana. When you are doing Sankirtana, no sinful reaction, no sinful action can touch you. It is so transcendental. So like that, when we take up Krishna consciousness, we are so secure, most secure. So we should be confident about that and not worry about the so-called happiness that we face in this material world. Only then we can become qualified for liberation. I'll stop here. Anybody has any questions, they can unmute yourself. Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari